Hello. Okay, guys. Hello, please respond to me. Are you online?
Sir.
Are you
Yes,
online?
sir. Yes, sir.
Not joined, sir.
Okay. My voice is clear to all, no?
లైట్ గా బ్లర్ అవుతుంది
Clear,
సార్
sir.
Is it clear my voice to all? Hello. Shall I start the class?
సార్ లోగా వస్తుంది సార్
Start చేయండి, sir.
Voice logo వస్తుందా?
అవును సార్
Wait, I'll reconnect once again. You are all on the line.
ఓకే సార్
Don't go anywhere. I'll come back within seconds. I'll reconnect and I'll come back. Now? Hello? Is it okay now?
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, next topic. So in the previous class, we were spoken about some of the engine, IC engines, IC engine, how to construct, that is the function of IC engine, right? So during that class, we seen that what is inlet stroke, right? What is power stroke, what is expansion stroke, what is exhaust stroke, all the values and some of the parts also we seen that. But the next topic is a power transmission, right? Whatever the engine is developing power, whatever the engine is producing power, that should be reached to the railways, that should be reached to the destination location. So that the location is axial location or rear wheel location, so that we once it has been reached to there, then what is the function that we are going to study in this class, right? So the power transmission is most important here. So while transmitting a power could be passes, power could be cross the many components such as brakes, brakes is also one important component here when power is transmitting, and gearbox, clutch, propeller shaft, and finally it will reach to the differential, right? Then and there the working principle will be start, the vehicle will get a movement on that, on
సార్
that
స్క్రీన్ అవ్వట్లేదు సార్
screen share లేదా?
ఎస్
No, now it is getting
వస్తుంది సార్ ఎస్ సార్
right. So the power transmission, so here these are the some of the components are there. I'll take you that all through all the components also, so which are most essential components to transmit the power. So before that, it is a one kind of mechanism, that to transmit the power, whichever developed by the engine. So whatever the power developed by the engine, that should be transmitted to the destination location. So in order to that, it is a one kind of mechanism, right? While it is power is transmitting, it has to pass it has to take the mechanism. The mechanism is help us to transmit the power between these two components. So in this, most importantly, the engine to the driving wheels, or rearing wheels is called as a transmission, and the system is called as a transmission system. When all together from engine to rear wheels, all together is called as a system, transmission system, or mechanism of transmission system, right? All together components all together functioning of components is called as a mechanism of transmission system. So the definition of the transmission is this: the mechanism that to transmit the power developed by the engine of automobile to the engine to the driving wheels is called as a transmission. So it is a one kind of definition here. Sometimes there is a two mark question. What is definition of transmission? What is definition of transmission? It is a mechanism which is help us to transmit the power from engine to rear wheels is called as a transmission, and all the components belongs to together is called as a transmission mechanism or transmission system. It is used to transmit engine torque to the driving wheels to drive the vehicle on the road. So power being converted as a torque by using of gears, power being converted into the torque by using of gears, and the torque should be reached to the driving wheels. Driving wheels are nothing but rear wheels, so that the vehicle is driving on the road. That's all. The vehicle is driving on the road. It is a working principle, or it is a concept of transmission. What is the concept of transmission? The engine develops the power being converted into torque, the torque being reached to the driving wheels, so that the vehicle is driving on the road. The vehicle is driving on the road. It is the working principle of this power transmission. Right. So why power transmission is need? Why power transmission is need? So the power transmission is very essential here. It required here. So without power transmission, the vehicle cannot run on the road, cannot drive on the road. So the first essential is, the first need is here. So connection and disconnection of engage with the rest of powertrains without shock and smoothing. So provide means of connection and disconnection of the engine with the rest of powertrain without shock and smoothing. So when sometime, so when you take that example, so engine is producing power, engine is developing power. So when the engine is at torque, when the engine is producing at power being converted into torque by using of gears, So sometimes gear will not consider here. Gear will not consider. I mean that gear is not connecting and disconnecting. Even though gear will not connecting and disconnecting, the power is transmitting it. Say first the vehicle is at a static position, then it has been taken that first gear. So after taking up the first gear, it has been shifted into second gear. So in the second gear, the power is continuously driving on the road. So there is a disconnection of the gear connection because it has been shifted into second gear. The vehicle is running on the second gear, right? So that is the one statement. At that time, the power being transmitted to the rear wheels. So then it has been shifted into third wheels. At the time also it is power being transmitted into the rear wheels. So likewise, the smooth condition, it is providing shock and smooth. I mean that it is avoiding of the shock and smooth, resisting from the shock and smooth. So for that purpose, the power transmission is required, right? Then eligible power transmission at varied angles and varied lengths, Say front wheel and back wheel. For car, it is a small distance. For buses, it is a long distance. So at that conditions, the power transmission is varied at angles and varied at lengths. So the transmission of propeller shaft, the arranging of propeller shaft sometimes would be some angle. Sometimes it is a angle of this from the ground. This is the ground. There may be a theta of that ground. So at that angles also it may be vary. The power transmission would be vary, and at lengths also would be vary. So we cannot consider a constant power transmission at all the vehicles. So that is a different. It is a one required here, one required which is considered by us, and also provide means to drive the driving wheels at different speeds when required. As I said that first gear, second gear, third gear, because at first gear, the vehicle required more amount of torque because the vehicle being converted from static position to dynamic position, static movement to dynamic movement, the vehicle about to start from the ground, right? So in that cases, the vehicle required more amount of torque. Then it has been shifted into second gear, third gear, final gear. So when it has been reached the final gear, it not required that much of torque at whatever the torque is required at initially at first gear, it does not require that much of torque. So that is the variation of different speeds, variation of different speeds. The power transmission is also would be varied. The power transmission also is required, right? So this is the one essential condition, and to provide varied leverages between the engine and driving wheels. Leverages, that means that extension of propeller shaft, extension of propeller shaft. For small vehicle, I mean that load carry, depend on load carrying capacity of that particular vehicle, it required a leverage. It required leverage. So according to leverage of that vehicle, the engine can be provided and the driving wheels also would be provided, right? For small car, for car, there is a low amount of engine or low power developing of engine. Then for trucks, it is required more power developing of engine. Then one more heavy vehicle, heavy duty vehicle, it required more power amount of vehicle. So likewise, depend on the engine capacity, the leverage is required on the engine, on the vehicle, in order to run the engine and in order to get the dynamic movement of that vehicle. So this is why some of the most some of the conditions or some of the needs required here, right? Connection and disconnection of the powertrain. So connection and disconnection of the powertrain, it required clutch, right? It required definitely clutch. So by applying clutch, we can shift the gears. We can shift the gears. So in that cases, so need not get that shock and vibrations. Say without applying clutch, if you would like to change the gears, immediately your vehicle will get that shock. Your vehicle will get that some the dynamic, some disturbances on that movement, disturbances on that movement. So that is why. So every time we need to apply the clutch and shift the gears, then we can avoid the jerks on the vehicle. We can avoid the jerks on the vehicle. So that is also one clear need here, need of statement here. Then, so next thing is some of the components are required, some of the parts are required. Those parts are very essential here, right? So in order to get the power transmission from engine to rear, this is the engine and this is the rear wheel. So this is the first destination, this is the last destination. So the power being born here, power being born here, power being developed here, and finally it has been reached to here. So in between of this, these are the components. These are the very important components. If one component is not there, then we cannot to failure to transmit the power here, right? We cannot get the drive. We cannot get the drive vehicle on the road. So that is why flywheel is a one which is connected to the next to engine. Flywheel is a one which is connected to next to the engine, and clutch is a one which is connected to next to that, and gearbox which is connected to next to the clutch, and universal joint next to the gearbox, and propeller shaft next to the universal joint, and differential next to the propeller shaft, and rear wheels next to the differential, next to the differential. So these are the components here next to rear wheels, rear wheels. So how many components total here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 components between the engine and rear wheels. Between the engine and rear wheels. Right. See here, I'll show you all the components here. So 7 components we were taken in previous slide. I'll show you those all. This is the engine. So I kept to the URL in the WhatsApp and asking to the to play video. I don't know how many of you we seen that this video, because when whoever they seen this video, they can understand this concept of here. because last class I played here, but this Zoom app is not supporting this playing of the video. Some jerks are taking place on the video while video is going on. So that is why I given that URL and asking that to play that video. So here, this is the engine. So we have studied that part of engine, how the engine is, what is the function of engine, what are the components of engine, right? So in the engine, there are the valves, inlet valve and exhaust valve, inlet port and exhaust port, and there is a piston cylinder, right? Piston head, all those things we have seen, crankcase, crankshaft. This is the crankshaft and the crankcase, right? So everything, gut joint wing, everything we see in here. So likewise, here we have in this concept we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shafts, so 4 cylinders are there, because in order to get more torque, large amount of torque, then we have to increase the number of cylinders, right? So here cylinders, these total cylinders are placed inside of the cylinder, inside of the engine. So the total outside structure is called as a engine here, right? All pistons are connected to the piston shafts are connected to the crankshaft. So directly the crankshaft is connected to the flywheel. This is called as a flywheel, right? Already I said that the engine to the next flywheel, flywheel is next to the engine. This is the flywheel next to the engine. Then next to we have a what? We have a we have a clutch. This is the clutch pedal. The clutch is next to the flywheel. Clutch is next to the flywheel. This is the clutch operation. Clutch operation, because it required a foot lever in order to operate this. In order to operate by the driver, the foot lever is connected here. Then the gear setup. This is the gearbox. The gearbox setup is next to the clutch plate. Then after that, this is the flywheel. This is the what propeller shaft. The propeller shaft is connected to here. Right. The propeller shaft is next to the gearbox. This is the gearbox next to the gearbox. Then after that, rear wheels are there. Differential and rear wheels are there. That is the one setup here. Right. The total setup here. So our concept is how power being transmitted to the rear wheels. That is the concept of here. Right. So here the inlet valve is taking power air. The inlet valve is taking air and fuel mixture, and air fuel mixture is enter here, so that the piston is from BDC to TDC. At the time there is a compress. So by taking of a compression, there is a large amount of pressure and temperature. So whenever it has been reached the large amount of pressure and temperature, immediately there is a spark plug. By taking off a spark plug, the spark would be produced in this chamber, so that firing wave will be taken place. So during that power firing, the power being generated, the kind of power would be reached to over here, right? So by taking off that power, this crankshaft is rotating. When the crankshaft is continuously rotating here, so that the flywheel also would be rotate here. When the crankshaft is rotating by producing of this power, the flywheel would be rotated here. So flywheel sometimes connected to the clutch, sometimes may not be connected to this, right? That means that whenever power is required here, whenever the clutch is not pedaled here, it is connected to the flywheel and power being transmitted to the next level. So whenever the clutch is pedaled here, it is disconnected to this disconnected to the flywheel, so that there is a small gap. So this gap would be provided, not make sure that not power being transmitted from flywheel to clutch, from flywheel to this shaft, flywheel to this shaft output. I simply can say that from flywheel to output. So this is the engagement of clutch and disengagement of clutch. Depend on engagement of clutch and disengagement of clutch, the power being transmitted from engine to from engine means that from flywheel to shaft, right? That is the one condition. So whenever the clutch is being operated by the driver, clutch is pressed here. So by taking off a pressure, clutch pedal pressure, the pressure being releases from here. So the pressure will be moved across this line, and it is be taking over here, and it is try to move towards inside of this. This is there, no? These pedals are there, no? these pedals would be pressed. By taking of this movement, it would be moved towards of this direction, so that there is a disconnection. By taking of this disconnection, it would be catched by this total catch outside matter in this area, total catch by this clutch plate, so that there is a gap over here. By taking of that, the power being not transmitted here, right? At that time, we can change the gearbox here, gear shutter. So whenever this function would be operated here, directly the pedal is operated and it has been struck here. And so whenever the function is taken inside of this, the shaft would not be rotate here. The shaft cannot be rotated here. So whenever the shaft is not rotating, then shaft is not rotating, it says that there is no power transmission to the gearbox. There is no power transmission to the gearbox. So at that time, you can shift the gears. By taking of this, you can shift the gears. So which we want to, first, second, third, fourth, which you want, you can shift the gear. So in order to shift the gears, it required one more. This is called as a dog gear. So it is a dog gear. So dog gear is nothing but it is connected between the two shafts. Say for example, this is the first gear, second and third, fourth and fifth, like that, sixth and seventh. So whenever it is being keep on increasing of gear capacity, then it must be required a dog gear. Dog gear would be operated between the two gears. This is the one gear and this is the another gear, right? This is the one gear and this is the another gear. Between of these two gears, the dog gear is operating. Because whenever would like to change the gears, the dog gear is be operated which you want. Say for example, first gear it is operating here. Immediately you want to shift the second gear. The dog gear would be operated to towards of this, and it will be catch this and immediately it's changing of these gears or connecting of this gear. Right? That's shown in the DAG and in the video. So that is why I'm asking that if you not seen that, once again go through that. So need not to go for my lecture here. By taking up, viewing of that, by watching of that video, easily you can understand and you can remember for a long time how power being transmitted. So that is the one concept here, right? So once the clutch pedal is operating, then power being transmitted to the gearbox. So with respect to gearbox, the power would be operated and finally it would be reached to the rear wheels. That is the concept of over here. It would be reached to the rear wheels, right? So this is the one video diagram I try to bring to you, right? Because by showing of this, you can understand something. That is why I taken this diagram. Then next, coming to that, some of the components here, you can see how those components are here. So this is the front axle. Front axle. On the front axle, there are the front wheels. Then next to that front axles, there is a engine. On the next to engine, there is a flywheel. You can see that this is the flywheel. Right. Next to flywheel, there is a gearbox. Already I shown you in the previous slide. So next to gearbox, there is a universal joint. The joint is directly connected to the output of the gearbox. Output of the gearbox. Then there is a propeller shaft. This is the propeller shaft, which is connected between the two joints, two universal joints, and one universal joint output, and one more universal joint, it is the input. And finally, it would be reached to the differential, rear wheel differential. Here you can see that the differential, and from the differential to rear wheel, differential to rear wheels. So these are the components over here. These are the components over here, right? So this is the position of automobile and autonomy of automobile. We can say that anatomy of automobile. Anatomy of automobile is nothing but a physical layer, physical structure of automobile. So this you have to remember where the parts would be, how the parts should be connected, in between of that, what parts should be connected. Say for example, engine, what parts to be connected between the parts to be flywheel and rear wheel, front wheels. Gearbox between of the flywheel and propeller shaft. So likewise, you have to say propeller shaft between the two universal joints. So likewise, you have to remember. So when you have remember like this, then easily you can write in your examinations. Here, one by one component. I'll take you that one by one component. Engine. So this is the construction of engine. Already I shown you that the previous diagram. So there are one cylinder, second cylinder, third cylinder, and one more fourth cylinder inside also is there. So number of cylinders are there. So if you want to increase the engine capacity, you would like to increase the engine capacity. So you have to increase the capacity of this also. Increase the capacity of that also. Right? So that is the engine. So engine is a mechanical device which converts the chemical energy of the fuel into heat or thermal energy, and then it is converted into heat energy. Then it is converted into the mechanical energy and makes the vehicle to run at a different loads. Right? So chemical energy to chemical energy to mechanical energy, it will convert, and finally it will apply that it will suitable for different loads. The kind of energy is suitable for different loads. So there are internal combustion engines are there, external combustion engines are there, that we see in the last class, how to classify the engines also. So the main purpose of engine is to transmit the mechanical energy at different parts, at different stages, right? So this is the main function of the engine, engine component or engine. So there are the connection is there. You can see that belt connection, gear connection. So these are all for supporting of other mechanisms, Next to flywheel. It is a one kind of wheel where the energy is storing whenever it is required. Whenever the clutch plate is not operated, it is distributed the power to other parts next to the parts, and whenever clutch being applied, it is not distributed the power, and it can be stored in the flywheel itself. So that is the one of the part here. So the flywheel is connected to the crankshaft to the engine, which is rotated over here. Right. Flywheel is a body having large mass, and it acts as a reservoir for energy store and coming from the engine. So it will act as a reservoir. Reservoir is nothing but storing of energy in itself, and it stores the energy from engine when it is more and releases the energy when it is less. Right. So it will provide the fluctuations. It will avoid the fluctuations, not provide the fluctuations. It will avoid the fluctuations, and whenever it is required power, it will transmit. Whenever it is not required, it will store in itself. That is the reservoir of the flywheel. Next, clutches. So clutch pedal, clutch engaging and disengaging, you can see it. So whenever the clutch is disengaged, there is no contacting of these two parts. At that time, there is no power transmission. When the clutch is engaged, then power being transmitted because there is a contact of this. Right. So that is also one here, clutch engaged and disengaged. We know the main principle of clutch also. And gearbox. So gear being transmitted by operating of clutches. So without operating of clutches, if gears are changing, then gearbox will be damaged. So that is why clutches must be engaged while changing of the gears. So these are the gears: first gear to second gear, third gear, fourth gears, right? So when the first gear is operating, it provide more torque. When the last gear is operating, it required less torque. So depend on the gear changes, the torque would be generating in the engines. And a universal joint, which is connected to the next two gearbox. This is the connection of universal joint, right? And propeller shaft also you can see it. So the propeller shaft engaging and disengaging and providing constant uniform power supply from engine to rear axles. Right? So this is the main function, the main unit of this. So the universal joint is the universal joint will be provided avoid the fluctuations, and avoid the other acting of forces on the vehicle. Right, it will consider and it will releases the forces which are acting on this. This is the universal joint. You can see it here. There is a one connection. This is the connection of one, and this is the connection of the, and this is called as a universal joint. Right, universal joint. This is the universal joint, and this is the universal joint. Between the two universal joints, the PP, propeller shaft, PS, propeller shaft is connected. So this end is for rear wheels. This end is for gearbox. This end is for gearbox. Right. So here with some angle it can be defined, because whenever the load the vehicle is taking the bumps on the roads, with respect to that it has to carry the loads. So in order to carry the loads and observe the loads, so the differential unit is provided with some angle, so that the vehicle would be safe at that conditions. Right? That is the propeller shaft. Then differential unit which is connected to the rear axle. Right. So here you can see that this is the one shaft which is connected to propeller shaft. So from the propeller shaft to differential, there are the differential. This is the bubble gear position. So by taking of this, 90 degrees of power can be transmitted, because this is the one angle and this is the another angle between of this 90 degrees of power, so that the axles will be rotated opposite of this. The axles, rear axles will be operated opposite of this. So the power being converted to this direction, the bevel gears are using it. The bevel gears are using. So the total setup is called as a differential setup. In the differential setup, there is a bevel gear is there, right? So by taking a bevel gears, the axial direction, the power transmission direction would be changes here. Then next one is rear axles. These are the rear axle position. So here you can see that rear axle. So here you can see the differential. This is the universal joint, and this one is the universal joint. This is the propeller shaft, and here is the gearbox. The gearbox, gear pedal is also is there. Here is the engine, right? Engine, gearbox. Then flywheel would be here itself. Flywheel would be here itself, and then universal joint. All those things are would be there. Right, the propeller shaft. So these are the what you call that, springs. Observe the shocks. So this is the one thing. Here you can see that arrow marks from the engine, flywheel to gearbox, gearbox to propeller shaft to axle. So here the difference, here the gears are using, what gears? Bevel gears are using to change the direction of velocity, direction of what you call that, power, to change the direction of power. Right, it is a final point. That is what the power transmitting in this condition, power transmission of system, right? Like this power being transmitted here. This is the concept of power transmission. Right, power transmission system. So next class we'll see that one more topic. So the power transmission is from engine to rear wheels, how power is being transmitted, the what mechanism it is taking, that is what the power transmission. So the question will ask means you have to draw the one diagram, one anatomy of automobile, and you explain all the parts. However, parts are as shown here. No? So about that parts you explain and make that principle, working principle. That's all. It will be completed the question. Clear? So this is about of this. Okay, I'll take you next class about next topic. So till now we seen that 5 topics here. 5 topics in the first chapter. So more topics. Tell me. Hello.
Materials engine, sir.
Video.
Hello, sir.
Tell me. No?
Sir, materials engine, sir.
Materials,
sir.
మెటీరియల్ యూనిట్ అంతా అయిపోయిన తర్వాత చేస్తాను. యూనిట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత స్లైడ్స్ అన్ని పంపించేస్తే మీకు ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్.
ఇస్తాను నేను మెటీరియల్ అయితే ఇస్తాను ఓకేనా ఓకే గాయస్ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ విల్ మీట్ ఇస్ ఇట్ ఓకే టు ఆల్ hello rest
Yes, sir.
of you not giving answer 13 students are there here
Okay, sir.
okay other
Okay,
classes
sir.
also running no
Yes.
other subjects also is running
Sir, CAD cam.
CAD cam will plan because he left no Maulali sir has left no
Hmm.
we are
Reason
trying
it.
to we are trying to take new person he will come in the week or next week then within short period of time he will meet you next person new person will meet you
Okay.
okay okay I'm running out of time okay I have only 34 seconds okay guys bye
Bye.